Welcome guys on this wonderful channel, E11 Forex Trading. My name is Elijah, and today we'll be looking at NASDAQ. We'll be analyzing NASDAQ, and we begin to understand what is happening with NASDAQ. So we'll be taking a look at NASDAQ. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So yes, guys. So we'll be analyzing NASDAQ today. So we'll be taking a look at NASDAQ. So we'll be looking at NASDAQ today. What is our thought process? So we'll be sharing our thought process, about NASDAQ, and you need to know that all that we're doing is just for educational purpose. We are not. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. You just have to decide what to do with your money. I'm just sharing my thoughts process, of what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing on NASDAQ. So yeah. So let's go to the daily time frame, and we'll begin to take a look at what is happening on NASDAQ. So as you can see here, NASDAQ, at this area, let's just draw some, let's just highlight some sensitive areas, some important areas here. So as you can see right there is our support, on a daily time frame, and then also there we have our daily resistance, you see. So at these areas here, NASDAQ has been coming, pushing, impulsively, for the past months, after these levels here. This was the highest place that NASDAQ reached. Then NASDAQ got rejected to this area, and then it got a support on this area, and then NASDAQ pushed, back to this area, tested for the, second time. NASDAQ, pushed down. So NASDAQ, went up again and tested this area. So NASDAQ is still playing around these areas, and probably for the third time. So there will be a third touch around the year, and NASDAQ might be pushing down. So NASDAQ on the daily time frame, it is bound on a range. It is trading on a range. So it is busy consolidating around these areas. So in few days or so, NASDAQ might come to this area, or next week or 2 weeks, or maybe by the end of this week or next week or so. We're anticipating that if NASDAQ doesn't break these levels here of the 12,500 areas here, NASDAQ might, come and test again. This is our support, our daily support here. So if NASDAQ doesn't break this level, it may be forming, a double top on a daily time frame. So yes, so we are anticipating, if you're a swing trader, there's a good opportunities around this area just to be swinging this position up to these levels of 10,800 levels, 870s, around this area to maybe 10,740 areas. So if NASDAQ doesn't break above, we're anticipating that NASDAQ might be going to such region. So yes, guys, so that's what we are anticipating about NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, if it doesn't break that level, we're anticipating that NASDAQ might be coming back to these levels there. It might be shooting down to this level. It might maybe break above, NASDAQ might go above these areas here. It might go above these areas here, and then if it does, we'll just be waiting for a retest, a break and a retest around this area, and then probably NASDAQ will be then shooting to the upside. So definitely that's what we are thinking. So yes, guys, but at the moment, we're anticipating that NASDAQ, if it doesn't break these levels, let me clear these things. So if NASDAQ doesn't break, this level here, we'll just be watching what then happen around this region. With NASDAQ, we'll just be watching what NASDAQ does in this area, in these areas here. We'll just be watching what NASDAQ is doing around this area, here. If NASDAQ doesn't break around this area to the upside, it doesn't break this resistance, we're anticipating that NASDAQ will come down to this region, to this level. It's just NASDAQ might come to these areas here, NASDAQ might come to around these levels here. So NASDAQ, if it doesn't break to the upside, on a daily time frame and weekly, the NASDAQ might come back to this region of 10,750, 750 areas here. So yes, or 710, 10,990, then maybe to 10,750. So we're anticipating that NASDAQ, on daily, direction, NASDAQ might, come to such levels, of areas there. So yes, guys. So sorry about that. So yes. So we are anticipating that NASDAQ might come to that area on daily time frame. Let's move to 4-hour time frame. Let's clear these things out. Let's just clear this out. Let's clear these things out, as we have already identified and shown on a daily time frame what we are looking for. So yes, so on a 4-hour time frame, as you can see, NASDAQ, there's some little bit of resistance there. So so there's some bit of NASDAQ is trading around the resistance, and there's another thing that it's happening around this area. There's something also to note on a medium term, or maybe on the if you're an intraday trader, or so that's what will be happening. So NASDAQ is being squeezed in between an uptrend on a 4-hour time frame, and there's resistance area here. So if NASDAQ break this level, if price break around these areas of 12,090, 12,090 areas, NASDAQ might test these levels and maybe come back. If it breaks, then this will be our support area. Then NASDAQ might go back up, and push up. But if then it comes back to this area test and easily break, and then there will be a retest, NASDAQ will then be coming to the areas which we have identified on a daily time frame. But at this moment, NASDAQ is busy, trading here. It's consolidating between this range at 12,100, and around this area. So NASDAQ is busy just consolidating between this uptrend and this resistance. So if it breaks this level, if NASDAQ break here, we'll just be looking at what will happen. So at the moment, we'll just be watching what NASDAQ does at this area. So we'll be watching what is NASDAQ doing here around this region here. So we'll just be watching what NASDAQ will be doing around this region, around this area. If NASDAQ decide to break, to the downside, to this level here, to this level, then we'll be waiting for NASDAQ to eventually maybe pull back to this level there. And then from this area, we'll be now taking ourselves to this level. This will be our second target, and then our third target will be this area. As NASDAQ, as I said, it is trading between a range. It is in the range areas at this moment. So on a daily, this is our target on a daily time frame. This is our target if NASDAQ doesn't break above these areas here, basically around these areas. If NASDAQ, but if NASDAQ decide to go to the downside, we'll wait for a retest there, then we go with it to the downside. Then our first target, let me just highlight our first target. Our first target will be around these areas here. So first target will be around these areas of 11,600, around this 11,600 here. Then if it NASDAQ break this level, then we'll be pushing with it down here to the 10,950 areas, or maybe down to 10,750s. So that's what we are looking at with NASDAQ. So that's what we are anticipating about NASDAQ, that NASDAQ will be doing such kind of thing. But remember, we don't dictate what price does. We don't dictate where the market will move. We just get ready, and then we see what market is deciding, which direction market decide to go. Then we react. We react to the market. We don't just dictate what market does. But that's what we're looking at on NASDAQ. So yes, so definitely, guys. So that's what we are looking at on NASDAQ. So on NASDAQ, this is what we are looking at, you know. So NASDAQ is busy trading on a range at the moment on daily time frame. So NASDAQ is just bound between a range, and also, you know, on a 4-hour time frame, NASDAQ, you know, is bound between an uptrend and this resistance area here. So if NASDAQ break below, we'll just wait for a retest, then we'll just wait for a touch, then retest on this area, and then we come with it to these levels here. Let's look on a 1-hour time frame and see what basically maybe might be happening. So as you can see on an hourly time frame, you know, NASDAQ is just busy consolidating around this area. So we'll be watching what price does here. So if price decides to break to the upside, and then we'll just wait and see what then happen again here. If now price doesn't break below, then we'll just be waiting on a, you know, on another trade to the upside. But if now price break below, we'll wait for a retest, and then we go to the downside. So definitely that's what, you know, our thoughts process about what we are looking at on NASDAQ. So yes guys, so that's what we're looking at on, you know, throughout this week, maybe to next week. So that's what we are looking at throughout this week and next week. But if you're trading, you know, 4 hours and all that, just wait and see what will happen around these areas, and just maybe, you know, take it, you know, wait for a trade to break, you know, to the either side, either break to the upside, and then retest there, then you go with it to this level, you take your profit there. But if there's a break below, you know, on this area, wait for a retest there, and then you go with it to the downside. Your first target will be there, then your second target will be there. So that's how we are anticipating on our targets, you know. So that's our thought process and what we are anticipating on it, you know, as we'll be trading during the day or so. So basically that's what we are looking at on NASDAQ. So yes guys, so that's our thought process on NASDAQ. One thing, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, and let that and comment below what are the other pairs we should be, you know, we should be looking at. So yes guys, this is Elijah on E11 Forex Trading. Till we meet again. Awesome guys.